Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, April the 21st. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in, and there's the Skycam view from Birmingham. We do see a few clouds in the sky. They look like high cirrus clouds. We also see a few high cirrus clouds as we look out over the stadium at Tuscaloosa. We're dealing right now with high pressure that is centered well to our north, but it is keeping the weather beautiful over the eastern half of the country. And that beautiful weather also due in part to a little bit of ridging, although a short wave, as you can see over Oklahoma, Kansas, and North Texas. That short wave will be moving across the southeastern United States over the next 24 to 48 hours, and that will bring some clouds. I think there's very little moisture for it to deal with, so the bottom line is I think while we see clouds from time to time, we're not going to see much in the way of any kind of rain possibility. Temperatures across the United States are in pretty good shape this morning. Coldest air basically in the Great Lakes, and this morning, as opposed to yesterday morning, no single-digit values. No single-digit values in central Alabama, but our observer up near Gadsden, Vic Bell, was reporting that he had frost once again this morning, and I think he actually reached freezing. But no freezing temperatures at the normal observation sites, but of course patchy frost, as Vic has reported, a good possibility and actually did occur. I think perhaps this is the last one, at least for a while. Rainfall over the next 5 days is going to come primarily on Wednesday and early Thursday. And the rainfall amounts probably going to be fairly light. I'm thinking with the showery nature of what we're going to see, that we'll probably see rainfall amounts on the order of a half inch at most. Storm Prediction Center has no slight risk for day 1, but for day 2, there's a slight risk over parts of northern and north central Oklahoma. And for day 3, that area extends over into the middle Mississippi River Valley, including places like Memphis, Cape Girardeau, and Little Rock for a slight risk area. All right, the 06E GFS model run this morning, and there's a look at the surface pattern as the high moves off to our northeast. And of course, one of the things we have to be worried about is ridging. We're seeing a little, wedging. We're seeing a little bit of wedge going on right there. The broad trough moves across the area on Monday, so once again I think we'll see passing clouds from time to time, but again the moisture very, very limited. But as the surface high gets up over Pennsylvania and New England and New York up that way, we're going to have to watch for some wedging to occur. So actually going to forecast that temperatures drop back a few degrees, and we may see some clouds coming in a little bit lower altitude from the east. As we tap into some Atlantic moisture, we'll have to see how far east those clouds can come. Ridging occurs back on Tuesday, so I think Tuesday is going to be another nice day with temperatures climbing back up to around 74, 75 degrees for highs. And we certainly still see the big old high off to our northeast there, but for the most part, we're watching now the development of low pressure off to our west and the surface front that we see off to our northwest. The shortwave trough that's pretty far north, moving through the Great Lakes, kind of gives us a glancing blow on Wednesday. So we're looking for a front to come down into the southeastern United States, but it's losing its push because that trough is moving through the eastern Great Lakes, and it's not, making, it doesn't have a very big amplitude down into the southeastern U.S., so the front's likely to kind of wash out, at least until the next one comes, and you see there's another one coming into the western Great Lakes on Thursday. And while that's still pretty far north, it's probably going to make its influence felt at least far enough south that we will see the front move on through on Thursday. So it looks like maybe some shower chances through Thursday morning, and then we see some sunshine by afternoon as the surface high over Kansas and Missouri gets into our area. We should be pretty nice on Friday as temperatures climb back up into the mid 70s for the most part, but we're now watching the next short wave, pretty fast pattern going on. over the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, and this one's much further south. So the bottom line is we're expecting to see a surface low develop in the vicinity of West Texas and the Texas panhandle. And so precipitation on Friday should be to our west and not impacting us. But that fairly strong short wave moves across the Mississippi River Valley, the lower Mississippi River Valley, in fact, on Saturday. And so the surface low moves up into the vicinity of West Tennessee, approaching Nashville. And while the GFS seems to be a little bit stronger, that's the GFS surface map, and there is the European. European not quite as strong with the surface low. Both of these do have the kind of the hinting of the potential for some severe weather. Now, this is not a high potential. As a matter of fact, Cape values, instability values are pretty substantial, on the order of 1,000 to 1,250, but the shear doesn't appear to be there. So this might be a severe thunderstorm event as opposed to a tornadic event. But we're also verging on voodoo country, so you got to keep in mind that this is a long way out, and we'll have a number of different looks to this, I'm sure, over time. By the time we get to Sunday, the upper trough has moved on by, or is moving through the southeastern U.S., and the bottom line is that surface low should be up into the mid-Atlantic states, and the cold front should be trailing down into northwest Florida. So Sunday should be an improving day for us as we see temperatures drop back just a little bit, certainly not as cool as what we've seen on this round. And due to the early hour of the Weather Xtreme video this morning, since I have some ushering duties at church, we basically do not have the maps yet for voodoo country, so we're just going to avoid speculation out into voodoo country. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video, and James Spann should be back with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. In the meantime, I hope your Sunday is a good one, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.